Next conversation. The Netherlands has been a significant player in the global crypto market, known for its progressive regulatory environment and vibrant crypto community. In the upcoming conversation, we will explore the current trends, challenges and opportunities within the Dutch cryptocurrency ecosystem. Please welcome Roy van Krimpen. Roy, welcome.
Thanks. Thank you.
Please have.
Shall we take a seat?
Please. Yeah, you have a lot of fans, I see. You brought a lot of fans here, Roy.
Yeah, I guess so. That was not really the intention, but I'm glad to see all this support, and I'm happy that the Dutch Blockchain Days are organizing this event. We are so proud to be the main partner of the event as OKX.
Yeah, and we're very thankful for that. I mean, in the end, that will actually help us to organize this event, keep the prices low, make the experience even better. So thank you so much for that. Now, looking at this, I mean, you've been working for other exchanges as well. So you've been all around already for quite some years. You see the Dutch ecosystem evolving, growing, professionalizing. What factors have contributed to this high level of cryptocurrency adoption in the Netherlands, do you think? And what challenges remain for a more broader acceptance?
Yes, I think that's a pretty broad question, but what we generally see in the Netherlands is there's a pretty high financial literacy here. And maybe a fun fact about the Netherlands as well is that we've had a lot of lessons in the past on finance, investing, and trading. We have a rich history of doing so. So one fun fact would be that the first ever financial bubble occurred in the Netherlands as well. So what happened in the 1600s was that the Ottoman Empire came over to the Netherlands to trade with the Dutchies. They brought this amazing new luxury product that people used as a luxury good to show off and as a status symbol, basically. And this product was actually tulips. So they brought the tulips, sold them here for a premium, and the prices were going up because it was used to show off your wealth to others. So it went up so much that people started investing into tulips themselves. Not just into tulips as a flower, but even sort of future contracts. So what they had was, before a tulip was planted, you could already buy it for the moment that it was being harvested. But then in between planting and harvesting, you could resell that on secondary markets. So everyone started investing and trading these sort of future tulip contracts, which further inflated the price. I think that the supply over time increased significantly as well because the interest and the demand increased as well. And then what happened was the price decreased slightly and ultimately crashed completely, right? So that was the first financial bubble that we experienced. And due to these lessons from a long time ago, I think that we still have this trading, investing, and retail investing and trading as well in our culture. Then another interesting thing that we see, so we have two sorts of countries with high crypto adoption these days. On the one hand, we have countries such as the Netherlands, high financial literacy, and also money to invest, right? So a surplus of money to put into companies, etc. But the opposite sort of countries have a high adoption rate as well. So those are the countries actually with a high inflation rate, a need for a new financial system or access to certain financial products. So it's quite interesting that you see both these opposites having a high adoption.
Interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting how you also draw the parallels with all the history of the Netherlands. I mean, of course, yeah, I read the book. Like, if you look at the rich history also when it comes to trade, and that we were the center point in global trades. We were the founders, of course, of the first stock exchange. Now, talking about the global aspects, how do you think the global trends and events really influence the Dutch cryptocurrency market, and how should local players like yourself and other startups position themselves in response?
Yeah, it's funny that you mention us as a local player, because indeed we are trying to bring this global quality, right, as an OKX, as a global crypto exchange, at your local doorstep here as well. So we are indeed localizing all of the services that we have, such as integrating free ideal deposits as well as euro trading pairs, so that Dutch people really feel that they are trading on a local exchange. But indeed, we are operating in a global, on a global scale, right? And crypto is operating on a global scale as well. For example, price action always happens on a global scale. We are trading cryptocurrencies 24/7, day in, day out, and we are impacted by news from anywhere in the world. Even though that in the EU we had the Bitcoin ETF for a long time, the news from the US still significantly impacted the price, right? If prices go up globally of Bitcoin, we generally see a higher retail interest in crypto or exchanges as well. So we operate in a global industry, but we are trying to localize our services to match that local offering. And vice versa, right? So local competitors will need to source talent, for example, globally as well. Try to get the best people in, try to bring the best innovation from anywhere in the world and adapt that in your local platform.
Now, besides the global impact, what impact does DeFi have on your own operations?
Well, we think that DeFi is hugely interesting, right? So what we generally see, according to a research in Chainalysis, for example, as well, there is a high interest from both Western Europe as well as the US in DeFi. I think it has to do with the high financial literacy and the tech literacy that we have. We are quite used to using new innovations in tech, and we would like to experiment with those tools and platforms as well. Apart from these specific countries having an interest in DeFi, we think it's quite important for users to allow them to have several options. Right? We are a neutral platform ourselves. We are not endorsing any specific protocols or tokens or coins, but we do want to give users the ability to engage with those protocols on a neutral basis. So we are here to provide the infrastructure, the software, the technology, so that the users themselves can choose on what to engage with. So apart from our regulated or locally regulated centralized exchange, we also have a OKX wallet, which is basically a self-custody wallet for the users that prefer such a thing and engage with DeFi over centralized exchanges.
Now, as you're working on all these cool new developments, you probably can also see in the back end what kind of users you get, right, that are registering for your platform. Because, I mean, of course, there's the stigma. It are mostly younger males, right, that are just the male teenagers that are primarily interested in cryptocurrency investments. Do you see some interesting trends when it comes to that, to the demographics in the past, let's say, year, where it's really changing towards like more females investing or more elderly people investing, or?
Well, we see some interesting developments there, but indeed the main interest or the biggest interest comes from people that like technology in general as well, or finance. I mean, this is a perfect combination of those two worlds, right? So it's young adults that are mainly interested in cryptocurrencies. And they are also more known to use technology and understand technology. I think nowadays, arguably, a 5-year-old will have a better understanding of how the iPad works than maybe a 50-plus-year-old, right? And I think that we will continue to see this trend. We've seen payments move from mainly cash to a lot of digital and bank payments in supermarkets as well. And I think we will see digitization over time more and more. But on the other side, we also see wider crypto adoption in general. You basically need 3 things. Number 1 is the innovation itself, right? You need to innovate. You need to make sure that the UI is understandable for your users. You need to bring new technologies to the table. And the second thing is education, because now you have this innovation, but how to use this innovation? So many platforms are working on education and teaching them on how to engage with any of these products. And then finally, I think the final thing that is also a hot topic these days is regulation. We need to safeguard the users. It's still financial investments that people are making, and we need to provide a safe and secure industry. And all these 3 things are being worked on by us and other players in the industry. And all these 3 lead to a wider crypto adoption in several age groups and demographics. Yeah.
It's fascinating to see indeed the differences between technology adoption between age groups. I mean, I remember I was with my godchild, and he just turned 2. And he was literally showing my mom, 68 years old, how you can go to the next video on YouTube, how you can skip ads and that kind of stuff. Only 2 years old, right? And he was already on the phone showing it to his grandmother. Now, Roy, closing down this conversation, what is your vision for the future of cryptocurrency here in the Netherlands? And what more steps are necessary to achieve this vision besides the regulation?
All right. So we are quite proud that we have been able to launch our regulated products and services in the Netherlands about 2 weeks ago, right? So we've just announced our Dutch launch, and we've been working for a few months to optimize and localize, mainly localize our global platform into a locally relevant platform, such as integrations of free ideal deposits or free SEPA deposits and withdrawals, as well as euro trading pairs with deep liquidity. We have translated OKX Learn articles, so basically blog articles. We've translated over 100 of them to Dutch, so Dutch people can better learn how to engage with crypto or what crypto is in the first place. On top of that, we have also this local customer support in Dutch that we now cover to support users in engaging with the product. So I think that localization has been a very important theme for us. We've worked on that for the past months. We have improved that significantly up to a point that we think that we are very proud of the product that we just launched, but we will continue to optimize that. A key example of that is that two examples actually. So one is we invited during the launch week about 30 product managers from all over the world to the Netherlands to engage with our local community. They've conducted more than 25 user interviews to get their feedback on our product in the Netherlands to further optimize and localize that product that we have. And the second thing is that we are constantly working on is deepening our order books on euro pairs, for example, and increasing the liquidity there. We have started that a few months ago, so we recently launched that, but we are already quite proud to see that the volumes are picking up, that the spreads are becoming extremely thin. And this week, for example, we have just reached over 10 million euros in daily trading volume for our ETH euro trading pair, right? So these milestones are really important for us, but we won't stop here, and we will continue to optimize and localize our product.
I think that's a beautiful closure to this conversation. Thank you so much, OKX, for being our main partner. Thank you, Roy, for this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful.